I'm about to bring up some of my besties and we're going to talk, okay? We're going to talk because I'm distressed. I'm distressed, y'all, and y'all are not going to like my take. I'm seeing anybody else do pre. Why didn't they ask? Yo, okay. Okay. And I'm gonna just get into it. Before I bring up my panelists, make sure y'all stay up in here. Ed, Bianca, y'all stay up in here, okay? Cuz I definitely want y'all's take. And I'm not gonna take forever. I'm probably gonna be here for like an hour. So get your friends in here because we don't have that long to talk, but I want to get into this. I'm definitely naming this week's. I got you, King. I'm bringing up my people in just a minute. I'm naming this week's recap the Dupree's sacrifice cat. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. The Dupree's sacrifice cat. Because there's no way. I've never seen a family, even outside of race. I've never seen a family sacrifice someone in their family the way that they put Cat on the chopping block. Like, it blew my mind. Ted, count your days. Ted, count your days. Because the way that he has literally bamboozled Cat into this surgery, my blood is boiling already. My blood is boiling already. Hey, you two babies. Let me bring in my people. Let me request my people. Um, let me see where they at. Where they at? Where they at? Let me see. Let me see. How do I do this? If you everybody go ahead and request. Ed, request to come up. Okay, I see Bianca. Ed, request to come up, please, because yes, there he is. There he is. King's Kingdom. Hey, hey, hey. Let me accept Ed. Hey, y'all.
Hey. Hello. Hey, King. Hey, hey.
Oh my God, y'all. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Like,
You must not have seen my recap yet.
I haven't like literally I watched the episode. I posted that I was going live and I got off of social media. I had to like breathe for a second because I was so angry. Like, I know I'm not crazy, and that's why I had to like make sure that like y'all was on here because I'm like I can't film my review in this mindset because I really feel like they put Cat up for sacrifice. Like, the way that Ted literally said, "Hey Glenda," the way that Ted literally said, "Do it for me."
And yeah.
Ed.
And the shot at the end when Kat comes off the elevator to, and they're all,
And they just crowd her.
And earlier in the week she said, "I feel like I'm just spare parts," and that's literally how they were treating her today. It was like,
Yes, everybody like wanted a piece. Everybody literally just wanted a piece. And it was like, um, it was crazy because when she was in the stairwell with Ted a few episodes back, and I was like, and he said, "Do you want me to call Nicole?" In such a like, "Oh, well, I'll get your mom on you, like I'll get your mom to get you together." And in my brain I was like, "Yes, please get Nicole, please tell Nicole what y'all are trying to do with Kat." And Kat was like, "No," which I get because she just felt like she was just going to be on the bandwagon with everybody else. I was so happy that Nicole like embraced her when she went to Nicole's house. But I wanted that mama bear to come out of Nicole like it would have came out of Leslie. Like, I wanted Nicole to come to that hospital and snatch Kat up out of there and say, "My baby is not sacrificing her life for anybody."
right.
Like, it's just crazy to me how Ted is ready to just serve her up on a platter. Even in that last moment when she's laying in the bed and she looks at Ted and she says, "I'm doing this because I love you." If I was a parent, I would have ended the surgery right there.
Disconnected the IV.
I would have took her out the bed. We're not doing that. There's no way. There's no way I'm letting you risk your life for my mistake.
And Leslie would have
never. Oh my God. When she told Ted that Kat is probably halfway across the country or whatever, I said that's where her and Eva would have been if this was Kat and Nicole was looking for Eva to save her. That's exactly, she would have snatched up Eva and they would have been across the country somewhere. Like, oh, well, we couldn't get tested. We didn't even know what was going on. There's no way that Leslie would have let Eva do that.
Leslie would have said, "You don't owe that. You don't owe Kit Kat Brat anything.
Anything.
She grew up with all the privileges. She's had a good life. If this is what is the end for her, it's the end.
It's the end. It's not your fault, baby. People have their own karma."
Yep.
She would have said, "Oh no, this has nothing to do with you. You tried so hard to be, with her and everything. Like, no, you don't need to do any of that." What are we talking about?
It is crazy. Like,
What are we talking about, Ed? And we spent the whole week coming down on Kat. The whole week.
and can I just say one
Yes.
thing?
And then Kingdom, you can talk.
Oh yeah. I'm just so disappointed in the men on this show, and and especially because most of the men are like the Lammy who plays Isaiah.
Isaiah.
He's a tall, imposing man. Having him standing over Kat and yelling at her like that, like just like I don't know what they were thinking when they outlined this week.
Yeah.
And decided that this is what they were going to do. And Andre, I think for me was the most, because I don't really expect much from Ted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isaiah is like, but Andre, I think, was really and I don't expect anything from Martin when it comes to Kat. But
Unfortunately,
yeah, but Andre for me was the most disappointing. Because I bet you, in my mind, when Andre's parents died and he went to go live with Nicole and Ted, Kat was probably nicer and more supportive of him than Martin was.
oh, absolutely. Martin was on straight competition mode when he was in that house.
Yep.
I fully believe that him and Andre probably didn't even have a real relationship.
Yep.
So
We've barely seen them together until recently.
And
Yeah.
Martin can go back under that tree the way that he treated Kat.
I put out a hit every tree. There's a reward for any tree.
Just knock him out. Just knock him out. I mean, I have a younger brother and I have an older god brother. Neither one of them would ever speak to me the way that he spoke to Kat when he found out that she wasn't getting tested. He didn't care. He spoke to her like she was a piece of meat on the street.
Right.
I mean,
It
no,
was disgusting.
it was disgusting. Go ahead, King.
I say this. I don't like how Danny and Bill is keeping this secret from when they was in the elevator. Because this is, and here go Danny say, "Don't say anything to nobody." And I actually thought Bill was gonna say something to Andre today.
He might as well have.
Yeah.
He might as well have. He pretty much did. He pretty much did. The way that he gave that little period at the end when he was like, "Oh, well, I hope infidelity doesn't mess with her again."
Yeah, it was so coded. Yeah.
Who else would he be referring to? Like,
Right. It's crazy. Yeah.
it's wild. Like, I just, the way that I gotta go back to Martin. Cause Danny disappointed me in a way that honestly I expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it only takes her 5 seconds to be alone with Bill for her to lose her brain. Like,
Right.
it it's almost inevitable, and it's just disgusting that she would even still feel that for him. Like the moment that he was like, when he was telling her to calm down before before she got on his shoulders and stuff when they were in the elevator, and she was like, I hate that you still soothe me, like I hate that that's still a thing for you. That's where it should have ended. That should have been a trigger for her to say, oh, we're getting back in, I'm getting reeled back in, and she should have went and sat in the corner.
Well, the other thing is, it's crazy to me that they wrote and scheduled the flashback episode, showing what happened between Bill and Haley, right, like right before they have Bill and Danny sleep together in the elevator, because it's like for the audience, like it's like there's nothing, because a lot of us anticipated, I think, that something would happen between Bill and Danny at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they would reflect, that they would let us know that Bill was straight trash 3 days before they sleep together is a wild choice.
It
That is like a
is.
wild writing choice, and I don't know if it's because they, and Nash has theorized that they're trying to get us to hate a number of the characters, so it's easier if they get rid of them. And it's like, like, yeah, she might not be wrong, because who are we rooting for?
Who are we rooting for here? I mean, even this whole fact that we keep having to talk about Kat versus Eva, the fact that they keep pitting this whole who's right and who's wrong in this situation, like in any situation, if Kat was given this scenario with any other person, there would have been any other variation, right? Like if this was happening to Kat, Ted would have been on that donors list the moment he heard what was going on. He would have been calling his doctor friends. He would have been you know what really blew my mind? Nobody went to Joey.
Somebody said that. Somebody was like, why didn't Isaiah call Joey?
Yeah. He's the big man that knows how to make stuff move, right?
Right.
Why is it all on Kat? Why is Kat the only person that can save Eva?
And you know what else was wild? Was that we saw Isaiah yell at Kat on, what was it, Tuesday, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was like Tuesday, yeah.
We saw him yell at Kat in that stairwell about treating Eva like scum, and this is her revenge, blah, 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 and family. His father comes to the hospital to be supportive, and Isaiah couldn't be bothered.
At all. At all.
It's like so you're going to let Kat about donating a liver to somebody who broke up who had a hand in breaking up her family, sleeping with her boyfriend.
It keeps going. It keeps going.
But you couldn't be bothered to put on a suit for your brother's wedding.
Oh my God.
Or like be gracious enough to accept your father's support when he comes to support you for a girl that nobody in your family really likes.
You couldn't even go to your brother's ceremony without her. You had to make it about you and her when it wasn't even about y'all, and they still swallowed that pill. If I was Darlene, I would have said both of y'all could leave, to be honest.
It is. And I said in my recap that a lot of things that don't land for me is like the Leslie crying over Eva's bed, because it's like, why Leslie hasn't earned that empathy, and Isaiah, like this great love story that we're supposed to believe between Isaiah and Eva, is as much as the great love story we're supposed to believe between Andre and Ashley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And it's just it's really annoying for me, even how docile Tomas was throughout this whole process. I know we don't give him anything, but even the fact that he was just like, he wasn't even on Kat's side. He was just like, I'll be here to soothe you, babe. As long when you go through the process, I get it. Like I'll be right here to hold your hand and listen to podcasts. What are you talking about, bro?
how do I say this without? I think that if they were going to involve that character in this heavy of a story, they should have made a change a month or so ago.
I agree. None of us expected for him to be there this long. To be honest, he should have been gone after he slept with Eva. Kat should have broke up with him, and then that was the end of that. That's
I just don't think, I just don't think I don't think sometimes and soaps have been smart about this, and like other soaps have been smart about this. There are like you utilize certain actors in certain ways, and you utilize them to like their strengths and how they can best fit into a story. And I just don't think that in this particular case, this particular person is best suited for a heavy story like this.
yeah. I completely agree.
I'm trying to.
No, I agree. He doesn't have the bandwidth to stand in these conversations. He doesn't have the depth to deal with what's really going on. And it showed. It showed. If the tables were turned, Isaiah would have been ready to fight everybody that told Eva that she needed to do this. Like Tomas had, and once again, we said this when Kat was being attacked with Eva before he slept with Eva, how docile he was when it came to taking up for Kat, how it was always every time Kat had an issue with Eva, it was, oh well, you just don't understand what she's been through, and we have the same background, so I get her. He's always been an op to Kat.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. And then somebody, y'all. This was the kicker for me. Somebody said, Nisi said in the comments, I knew I could count on Danny and Vernon to side with Kat. Yeah, and I didn't know that Anita would be an op.
Barbara comparison.
That Barbara comparison was stupid.
Crazy.
It was stupid. I was like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. You blaming yourself for Barbara's suicide is not the same as Kat blaming herself if Eva doesn't make it through this.
Yeah, and I thought it was a fair. Like the one thing about that conversation, I was like, okay, well, this is fair. This is because it's about Kat. Is can you like every day for the rest of your life, if knowing that you didn't do anything to help her and she dies, how will that impact you? And I talked about in my thing, like, psychologically, emotionally, does she start taking pills, drinking? Like, how's that, like, so that is about Kat. Like, that question is a
It should be a Chelsea 2.0
for Kat. But the comparison to Barbara was just, I was just like, this is like a false equivalency.
This is false, because also if you even the relationship, right? Because it's like, okay, I do get the regret aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I feel like that conversation would have came better from Jacob, since we just had this Derek situation, right. Like him dealing with that whole guilt. If he would have talked to her about, guilty about your choices and things, I would have understood that. But Anita, no, you don't see it. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. But Anita and Barbara, that's a whole different situation. Y'all were best friends growing up. You did step on her toes a bit when it came to, we've talked about how you took over the articulates and how you had a conversation about her not being in the group anymore. Like you've made movements towards your guilt even outside of her suicide, right?
Yeah, with the trust fund, like the
right. What has Kat done before choosing not to cut herself open and give Eva a part of her liver? What has Kat done for her to feel guilty to do this?
Right. And today was the first day, because I verified it with people in I was like, let me know in the comments if I just missed it early in the week. I was like, I think today was actually the first time they mentioned the stakes for the donor. Like that it is actually a dangerous.
Yes.
Like, because I was like, all this week, Ted, her father, the doctor,
like,
nobody discusses with her Like nobody in this whole conversation with Martin railing against Kat and Andre railing against Kat and Isaiah railing against Kat and Leslie railing against Ted never said, well, like it's the donor, it's high risk surgery for the donor as well.
Yes. And I'm throwing it out there right now. If Kat dies, I'm done with this show.
Oh, they most definitely.
If Kat dies, I'm done with this show. I'm completely done. Because that is the ultimate Leslie wins. If Kat dies, that is I'm done.
And the thing is that this show, to its credit, because it films so far in advance, films like 4 months in advance, is very close to. They keep casting really close to the vest, especially like contract status and all that stuff, because like they've never even mentioned that Tomas is a recurring character now. Like they don't.
Oh no.
Like they don't really talk about it.
Yeah.
So, Colby could be off. Like she could be gone, and we wouldn't.
And we wouldn't know. And we would.
Know
And to be honest, Colby has been very social media heavy lately. I follow her on TikTok and Instagram, and she has been posting like every day, like she got free time. If she's not on here, yo, I'm gonna blow a gasket because literally, like you said, on Monday when they started talking about the liver specifically, I started researching because me and my mom was going back and forth on Monday like, oh, Kat should do it. That's messed up. Da da da. I said, let's look at the risks of donating your liver. First of all, the surgery is almost 9 hours. The surgery itself. The surgery itself is almost 9 hours. They cut into part of the liver because they don't give the full liver. They cut a part and then it has to generate in the new person and it has to regenerate in the donor. So you're dealing with blood clot issues, you're dealing with circulation issues. It may not grow back in Kat. It still may be rejected in Eva. Eva can still reject it, even though she is a match. Right? And it's just like the way that they were ready to sacrifice Kat just really, and I have to keep using the word sacrifice because she literally said out loud, I feel like y'all just see me for my body. I really I feel like everybody, and to say that to your dad, I'm a daddy's girl. I'm a daddy's girl. For her to say that to her dad and he didn't even blink. He was like, "Oh, you feel that way? Really? Well, Eva's still dying. Are you going to take the test?" Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where's my sympathy?
And the fact that they established that Kat has medical anxiety.
Y'all.
And I will tell you, like, I had surgery 2 years ago, like a major surgery 2 years ago. And I don't have like super medical anxiety. Like, I'm not crazy about needles, but since I get a lot of blood drawn now, it usually not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I was literally like, they take you back and you change and you're in the little room and they stick an IV in you and they do all the stuff. But then like for me, they took me to like another area where they had to do some other stuff before I went to the operating room. And I literally was like, I want to go home. I was like, I don't want to do it. I was like, and I'm older than Kat. Like I'm 20 years older than Kat.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do this. Can we? And the nurse was like, trying to, and I was only with the nurse at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like literally about to be real. Like they were like coming to get me. And I was like, they had given me something like a pain thing in my back. And I was like, just let me go home. I don't want to do it. And I literally had like an emotional breakdown before they wheeled me into that operating room. And thank God for nurses, because if not for the nurse, I probably would have just gotten up and tried to leave.
Snatch that IV right out your arm. I'm gone. I'm gone.
And so imagine a 25, 26-year-old woman who has medical anxiety, who doesn't like the chick that needs the liver. Literally. Who's been berated all week. It's overnight, it's and begun the Gates time, it's, a day.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
has been berated.
Yeah.
And just imagine, like, her and the leveling of anxiety going into an operating room with all that weighing on her.
I couldn't even. Ed, I am Kat, okay? I'm in my 30s, but I have been deathly afraid of hospitals, everything. My mom always tells a story. My brother is 5 years younger than me. When I went to the hospital to meet my brother, I wouldn't even go in the room. They were like, "Your mom is in there. Your brother's." Why would I go in there? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I'm a baby now. When I go get my blood work and stuff, like you said, thank God for nurses. The nurses always have to talk me through it because I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want no needles. I don't want none of that. You telling me I'm about to get cut open for somebody that I hate, for someone that I know for sure wouldn't do it for me, that I know would want something to happen to me if something did happen, that already wished that. Remember, she told Nicole, she was like, remember, she said to me that I was gonna need her.
Yep.
That it was gonna be a moment when I was gonna need her. There's still that. So to
And whose
no, go ahead.
mother is saying, if I find her, we won't need a living donor.
We won't need a living donor. No one checked Leslie. No one checked Leslie all week. Even the way the way that, and once again, Ted and my mom was like, no, he loves both of his daughters. Scratch that. He only cares about Eva. I'm completely convinced. He's let his guilt for not being there for Eva's growth completely overshadow his relationship with Martin and Kat.
Yeah.
The way that Kat, because as a doctor and a father, to let Kat walk in and reveal that she was a donor, that she was a match in front of Leslie was disgusting.
Yeah.
Was disgusting. That was the moment for him to say, yo, let me take my daughter and let's go have a conversation in my office about this so that we can really weigh the pros and cons and talk about how you're feeling, talk about what this means, talk about exactly how this is going to go. And he never did that. Remember,
he never did it.
Today at the very end, when Nicole said, can I do anything? Kat said, can I have a moment with my dad? Because he still hadn't talked to her.
And how heartbreaking is it for her when she says, I'm not doing this for Eva, I'm not doing this for Leslie, I'm doing this for you. And you know what I read is that he'll love me if I do this.
He'll love me if I do this. Because she's been saying from day one, you hate me because I will not accept Eva.
Right. Yeah, and it's his fault. Like, her not accepting Eva is a lot on Ted because instead of allowing her to have her space to process it, to figure out like what kind of relationship she wanted with Eva, if she wanted a relationship with Eva, Ted kept pushing them together.
Yes.
And every time he pushed them together, it made it worse.
It made it worse. Exactly. And they're in the comments saying he didn't even say I love you back. He didn't even say it.
Right.
Someone said in the comments, I don't know if y'all mentioned this, but I think that I read that Kobe's lupus story will be in the show.
And I was thinking about that too. Seeing her laid up in the hospital bed, I was like, dang. I remember when she first got the role and I started following her and she started doing lupus content.
Oh yeah, that's
because
right.
there was one episode when her makeup was a little wonky and people were coming at her and she was like, oh, I'm gonna tell y'all, I was having a flare up during that episode. Like, and y'all are coming at me and I was having a moment. So I'm gonna show y'all what it's like to live with lupus in front of the camera.
I wish people would stop doing stuff like that because, they did it with Daphne when she was on.
Yeah.
And, I put out a video. I was like, let's stop it. And even on Days of Our Lives, I don't know if you guys watch Days of Our Lives, but there's a black actress on that show that I've been advocating. She got let go from Days, and I've been advocating for her to come over to Beyond the Gates.
Yeah.
There was one day where she was wearing something and her stomach was like looking a little puffy, I guess. And people were commenting on it. Like, people were actively like, is she getting fat? Is she pregnant? Like, all kinds of gross like comments. And she had to come online and like, I think it was like fibroids. And and she was like, and I was having a flare up, and that's one of the things like, of the condition is that I looked, my stomach was, not super flat as you know. And I was like, that's gross. Like people stop doing that.
Literally, did we not learn from Chadwick Boseman?
I said that when I asked people to stop asking about Daphne in my comments. I said, look what happened when people were talking about Chadwick, and you know,
literally, because I mean, and it kills us every day because he's gone. Like you can't even apologize to him. Like we watched his decline and people talked about his weight difference. And I did see that with Daphne as well. And she's going through her own medical detox situation because I follow her as well. I love her videos when her and Danny are dancing.
Instagram, so I don't see.
Yeah, I thought it was just makeup.
Yeah, but let the like if the makeup. Yeah, let the actors address it. If they want to address it, they'll address it. But let's not like have speculation about, you know.
Yeah, no, let's not do it. Oh, yes, let's talk about this. Somebody said Isaiah and Leslie constantly praying feels so wrong and the devil knows scripture. Facts. The devil knows scripture, okay? And it was definitely disgusting for them to throw that in there. So now Leslie can be, this is her redemption story. This is Leslie redemption story. While Kat gets carved like a ham, she's over here being redeemed because Eva is all she has.
I tell you what, I laughed when she hugged Kat.
If I was Kat, I would have backed up. I would have said, first of all, she used the same nickname for her that she used to despise her. Mm-hmm. Oh, Kitty Cat, thank you so much. I would have.
You know, and a lot of people have said this in my comments, and I agree. Like because I said it too, and I'm glad other people felt this way. A lot of people are like, Kat should have said, "I'll do it, but you have to confess what you did to Laura."
Ooh.
Yeah. Someone said I read Anita gives Leslie grace next week.
She's probably gonna move into the mansion with them.
Anita's on my hit list. Anita's on my hit list. I'm
Nah, but if Miss Anita do that, then she can't be my auntie no more.
She can't.
But you know, even if Kat didn't do the like, I'll do it. Because for me, it's like, if you want to make me the villain, then I'm going to do villain stuff. And if you want me to give a liver, then you have to confess and give details that nobody else would know so that we know it's real and it's not coerced.
Exactly.
But at the very least, I would have had Kat come off, like I would have had Kat in that waiting area by the nurses station. When all those people are gathered, Isaiah and Martin and Ted and Nicole, all those people, and I would have said, you know whose other family was standing here waiting to see if their daughter would be okay? Laura's. Like, the fact that Laura has not been brought up in this entire scenario is madness.
It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Even oh, go ahead, King.
You see the attitude she gave Darlene today.
First of all, if I was Darlene, I wouldn't have said a word. I would have.
They just showed up.
I wouldn't even showed up. I wouldn't even showed up. Isaiah is exactly where he want to be. So I'm not gonna. I'm
shade the city. Because Isaiah told Darlene, if I have to choose between you and Eva, I'm choosing Eva. So I would have been like, well, he made his choice.
He made his choice.
Good luck to her and him.
He made his choice. Period. He made his choice. And at the end of the day, Martin can kick rocks, okay? Even Smitty was flabbergasted. Smitty was, the air was taken out of him when Martin turned to Kat and said, "Oh, you're the most selfish person."
And you know what said, "Where is Yolanda?" And you know what was crazy about that piece of dialogue was when Martin said, "Why don't you do the right thing for a change?" It's like, well, when has Kat been doing, like, who? What? What show are you watching?
Thank you. It said, oh, why am I being restricted? Who's restricting me?
Did we say something bad?
I don't know. F1 in the comments, y'all. I don't know why they being extra. We just over here we're venting, okay? We're venting.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like
And see, once again, y'all are so quick. Y'all are so quick to want to hate Kat, right? Because somebody already in the comments like, oh, Kat ain't a saint. Look, we're not saying that Kat is a saint, okay? We're saying that she's not obligated to cut herself open for Eva, period. Yeah. There is nothing that warrants her to have to do this. Everybody's whole thing of, oh, it's the right thing to do. So you go find your best friend that you haven't talked to for 5 years that did you wrong in high school and go give them a piece of your liver.
And the other thing is that, like, I do think, like, I think that psychologically, people have a response to both Kat and Eva, because I think that Eva reminds people of somebody they know in a good way.
Yes.
Like, Eva's very familiar.
So that need Martin to lose the primaries.
And Kat is, and for some reason, Kat is somebody, like, represents something that people don't like. But the thing that's getting in their way is they're functioning off of the psychological stuff going on in their head versus the stuff that's actually playing out on screen.
Yeah, exactly. People are, well, and hey Nash Boo, I'm gonna let you speak in just a moment. People are this is why I freaking hate technology and AI as well. And we'll get back to the actual thing. But like you said, how people are bringing in their own stuff. There's so many AI pages that are creating so many outside storylines to this, and people are bringing in stuff that Kat never did, that never happened in the show, and villainizing her for it. If it didn't happen on CBS, it never happened, y'all.
Exactly.
It never happened. Whatever you saw on that Facebook page, on that Twitter group, on that thread, it didn't happen if it wasn't on CBS. Period. So I don't even want to hear all of that. Like, y'all, all of that extra, no. Hey, Nash Boo.
Nash.
Y'all, how you doing? I was cooking. I was trying not to burn my dinner. I was like, I need to hurry up. But
oh no,
hey, y'all, how are you doing?
Girl, we boiling like the pots on your stove over this week.
Well, Nash, Nash, before you start speaking, I just want to say one thing. If you guys, anybody in the comments, if you guys don't follow Nash and haven't been seeing her videos this week, please watch it, because she's got some really, really interesting takes on the stories this week.
I agree. If you're in the comments, you should be following all my panelists. Everybody up here has amazing perspectives and actually watches the show and tells real perspectives. So if you're really following the show, you should be following everybody on my panel, period.
Yeah, I am, see, because I don't have words. Because when I watch a show, I'm watching it from a writer's perspective, from a director's perspective. I'm watching from a producer's perspective. So, like, for me, I'm always, I think maybe some people say overanalyzing things, because I think, too, from a psychological perspective, I think a lot of people are also starting to project certain feelings onto Kat. So, for example, when I noticed pretty much the arc of Kat, it kind of copies Hillary Banks a little bit, as outside of the
I like that
airhead portion. Hillary like really didn't want to work time. Outside of that part, Black, rich, from this family of wealth and power, and I almost want to say people didn't like Hillary as much. Like, if you look back at it, people always critique and spoke negatively when it comes to Hillary. And I think deep down, a lot of people think that Black people aren't supposed to be rich without having to struggle for it.
And be earnest.
So Kat kind of represents that for a lot of people. And so they're looking at her like, here's this rich girl who didn't really have to work for it. Granted, Kat is successful in her own right, but they're saying, oh, because of her last name, right? She's selfish, which I don't really see wanting to keep your family together as being selfish. And as opposed to Eva, right? Eva had to struggle. Like, all these sob stories that Leslie keeps talking about. Like, there are plenty of people with sob stories, and they're not evil. There are plenty of people with sob stories who never tried to unalive anyone. There are plenty of people with sob stories that didn't seek out their sister's boyfriend and slept with them. Like, your trauma from your past does not give you an excuse how to treat other people, right? And I think that's where the people are missing it, right? I have someone who says the pain from your past was not your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. So it's up to Leslie and Eva to sort out whatever they have, right? Whatever trauma from their past, that's their issue. Now, outside of that, I think the writers are starting to infiltrate our thoughts and how we look at the world and how we see these characters and project it into real life. And I kind of talked about that today, where we were so blinded by the rage of Group One Justfully, right? This young lady being pressured into making a decision that we almost didn't realize that simultaneously we are disliking the very people we just were asking last week we want to see more of. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a very I don't know. It's
Yeah.
And I don't think they've ever confirmed this, but for some reason in my mind, Kat has an MBA. Given she was running Ted's clinic and she started this company, she started this company with Chelsea.
No, yeah.
It gives like MBA to me, and like
if anything, she actually has a college degree because I do know she went to Banneker. That was a thing. Yeah.
But, it feels like she's got more than a bachelor's. Like maybe I might be just making it, but it feels like given like the fact that like she was able to because she often talks about like sales projections and stuff like, and that, you learn some of that stuff in undergrad, but like to be really good at it, like either you work somewhere and get the experience. She's only worked for Ted's clinic and doing sales projections. So like I feel like she's been like in grad school doing modeling and all that, not Chelsea modeling, but and
marketing on that side. Yeah.
So it's like she has earned where her status, outside of does she have a leg up in getting there? Absolutely. But it's not like she, because we've got characters on soap operas who barely got out of high school and are running multinational corporations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or walk over to Salem and they
facts. No, that's facts. And at the end of the day, you're so right, Nash. Like when it comes to representation, they hate when it's not a out the mud storyline. Like when you're just born into it. And I think Hillary Banks is a great comparison because even outside of her wits being a little low, even in the remake, I love how they did in the remake. They kind of like flipped that because Coco Jones was very smart about her moves in her Hillary Banks way. Although I didn't care for the whole show Bel Air, I liked Coco Jones as Hillary. But I totally agree. The hate for Kat really does come from that. She's unapologetic for the fact that she was born into this lifestyle and that's the way that she lives and that's how she functions.
Somebody just commented that, Kat had no more of an advantage than Martin, and there's no smoke for him. I have smoke for Martin, but for other reasons. Yeah. But also, like, Kat's a Black woman.
Yeah. And yeah. Who was another comparison to Whitley from
A Different World.
From A Different World.
Yes.
And Whitley's smart. You know when people started really getting to Whitley? When she married Dwayne and they started to suffer. They started to struggle. They were like short on money. People were like, oh, now she's relatable.
No, facts.
Because Dwayne became a complete misogynist in that relationship.
Yes.
And the power balance, because she lost her art job and had to become a substitute teacher, and he had he was basically the breadwinner. And
yes.
And it was like, like that whole birthday, like that's one of my least favorite episodes other than the Denise Huxtable season.
Yeah.
When, Whitley just wanted a nice birthday party and, it just drives like that.
It's so cringe. Even the fact that Whitley had to wear the same outfit for damn near a whole season. Like
they had to humble her.
They had to humble her.
They had to humble, and it was weird that they decided to do it in the last season. But they had to humble Whitley because if they didn't humble her, then she was better. But she was more successful
Yes. And even somebody said in the comments, I identify with the Whitleys, Hillarys, and Regines of the world. And I love bringing Regine into the conversation too, because she did get it out the mud. Lest we forget, when Regine started, she had the synthetic wigs. She had she didn't have the costume yet. Like she was looking for her rich man. But she eventually found herself and became, a buyer, and she became a businesswoman, and then she met her billionaire, the American dream, right? But at the end of the day, like, I agree, when it comes to the way that they look at Kat is another representation of the unbothered Black woman that has been taken care of and nurtured in a correct way and is not apologetic about it. And that's what they hate her for. They really do hate her for that.
And I hate that the writers are leaning into that. Like, it's almost frustrating that with a show that's supposed to be, like, for lack of a better word, revolutionary, right? Black soap opera, that they're leaning into these stereotypes and pretty much giving us the same stories we've seen over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate that for the show, because the actors are so amazing. Like, they really can. I mean, I was tearing up this week. All right, every time Kobe got on my screen, I was tearing up. So the actors really can deliver, and they can do well. I just feel like the writers are just not doing it justice. Like, we don't need stereotypical storylines in order to push a good show.
Yeah. And the storylines need to have a better goal, right? Because this whole medical situation, in my opinion, was to show that Eva is not Ted's. Can we be real? All of this blood that we're transferring, right? No one's having a conversation about DNA. Nobody's having a conversation of, like, oh, well, it's fine. Even the parents aren't a match. Why? Why is nobody questioning how none of these people are a match? Like, is Eva really part of this family? And where I wanted it to go, honestly, I wanted Nicole to get tested and Nicole to be a match and Nicole to say, well, you know what? Instead of sacrificing my baby, I'll do this. Just to show that just to give Ted that last bit of turn in the knife, right? The main woman that you portrayed is now the one that's saving the child that you portrayed her with, like, for. Like, I just hate that it had to be Kat. I really hate that it had to be Kat. It's not fair.
I thought they were going to tie it into the blood plasma line. If I was writing it, that's what I would have done. I would have said she needed plasma. We can't find any. We're short, and then now we have to run to Joey. Granted,
Thank you.
We have to do that, but, like, tie it in. All these storylines seem like they're happening on different shows almost. Just the same characters but different shows. Like, there's nothing intertwining, nothing linking people, and it's starting to feel just, I don't know.
I'm so glad.
I really wish they had tied it in, at least to make it make sense as to why Joey's sister's in town. Because if she's just in town to, I don't know, threaten Vanessa, like, that's not interesting to me. That's not something I want to see.
Yeah.
And it would have actually it would have, like, given us a more compelling reason to care about the blood plasma story that at least I didn't particularly care about. So at least it would have, like, put a bow on the story, because it's like, okay, we did this whole blood plasma thing because it was leading to this moment where Kat and Eva needed blood or plasma, whatever, and the hospital was short, and Ted had to go to Joey.
Yeah.
Again, for another one of his, he already Martin, and now he's got to go to Joey for Eva. And at least it would have been something that tied those stories together, because, like, the fact that we're still dealing with this Impaler story with a character that's on every other Thursday is.
And Ed, no, and I'm so glad you said that, because exactly. First of all, the Impaler's gone now, right? She went to Joey and said, hey, I'm going back to London, which makes no freaking sense. And she said, well, I would stay if you reconsider working with me. If Isaiah would have went to Joey and said, I need an organ now, that would have been leverage for Joey to go to his sister and say, fine, we can work. If you can find me a liver for Eva, I will partner with you with this whole situation. And then we would have had a show with that, with the blood plasma. Now we would have had some energy going with that. You know?
I need Deanna to join forces with Heather and terrorize Vanessa.
I do. I do. Oh, you know what? We can segue to Joey and Vanessa because
They're not my favorite people at all.
at all. And how many times does Deanna have to hang up on Vanessa for her to understand that this whole Joey situation is always going to be a problem?
Yeah. And can we get on Haley?
Yeah.
Oh wait, we gonna get to Haley. We gonna get to Haley and Bill. But yeah, do y'all want to say anything else about Vanessa and Joey?
Let me tell you,
Dash no.
I feel like if we don't talk about her, she'll disappear.
She'll
I just find it. I will just say this, and I've said it, it's nothing new that I'm saying. I just find it incredible that that character is getting the strongest story through line in the year and almost a half that the show has been on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's not Nicole, and it's not Danny.
She's had a husband die. She's had her kids come in. She's new love.
A new love.
She's so she's the only character I feel like that has ties to almost everybody.
She does. She does. She's the only one that everybody shows up for. I mean, Danny showing up in the middle of the night to talk her through when Joey was in that impaler situation, when he was in the meeting with the impaler, was like, why did we even do this? We knew that Danny wasn't gonna coddle you. She wasn't gonna coddle you. Danny's always been real about how she felt about Joey. So even for Vanessa to go around Nicole to talk to Danny and think that she had a friend in Danny was laughable. Cause girl,
for her to bring Joey to the fundraiser, to me, I think that's where everybody should have cut her off.
everybody.
You are jeopardizing our entire family's name. You have been here since before the kids were born. You are supposed we're supposed to be.
And she was so disrespectful about it.
Yes.
It should have been I never want to talk to you
ever. Because the way, I mean, to disrespect Vernon in that way, right? Like she talks so much about how, the Duprees have always taken me in and I've grown up with them and this is just, da 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 da. Like for you to stand in front of Vernon and be like, no, this is my man and y'all gonna back up.
Back the hell up.
And if y'all try to kick us out, we're gonna make a scene. You're threatening the people you claim to be family, the people who've been there for you when your husband died, when you weren't even there. You were skedaddling across the whatever ocean.
Okay.
Joey.
Okay, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we can scratch them because I'm so over it.
Yeah, because Nicole, the black women I know would have been like, oh, okay. All they would have needed to say to Vanessa was, oh, okay.
And that would have been it. And that would have been it.
And we as the audience would have known, oh yeah, she's done with Vanessa.
She's done, exactly.
Too, because she made friends with Leslie. Let's back up there.
Yes.
She made friends with yeah. I guess people are saying I'm very sensitive. I don't know, but me, if you're my friend and you gonna make peace with the person who doesn't like me, oh, you better stay over there.
And that shows how desperate she is to have an ally for her and Joey. Even Leslie herself said, won't Nicole have an issue with you talking to me like this, with us growing a friendship? And she's just happy because somebody's finally not digging into her with being with Joey. It's disgusting. That's why I find it so comical that his sister is already calling her the bad bleach blonde. Because, no, girl, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. No one likes you. We're done. We're done.
Robin just said she sold Leslie the house behind
the Dupree's back.
Yeah. Sold Haley the house too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
She sold and that would have been the end for me with Danny.
Anything for a commission. She does
anything for commission, anything for the green dollar. That's a doggone shame. I forgot about that. She sure as heck did sell that house to Haley.
Someone said in the comments, how in the heck does no one see Haley drugging Bill in public?
And now she mad because she ain't got no place to put to keep the secret sauce.
That part.
Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but I don't like Haley storyline getting that failed. Now, I do not agree with her destroying their marriage and getting in that, right? But when it comes to her getting revenge on Bill, I'm here for it. Like I need her to do more. Like this poison needs to go a lot quicker and do some more damage. Because this is why I also low-key think that Randy is setting her up. I don't know. Like I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, but
yes, Dime in the comments said that sugar water. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm thinking he didn't give her nothing. He gave her a saline solution.
If they would pace the story better, it's the most entertaining story they've got going on.
I agree.
Outside of like the cotillion event and the tornado event, but like as far as an ongoing story, Haley trying to kill Bill is actually a really entertaining story. They just don't play it enough. Like it's like they'll play it and then they won't play it for 2 to 3 weeks, and then they'll play, they pick it back up.
Yeah, and then they bring it back in the weirdest of ways. Vanilla extract. They bring it back in the weirdest of ways. Even now, how they can't get back into the house because there's still debris on the street, and it's like, oh, well, why are you fighting to get back in the house?
Which is, can I just say something?
Yes.
When you're millionaires and you live in a community like that, the tree is removed rather quickly.
Immediately.
Living on Martin Luther King Boulevard and get
exactly. Exactly. Like, what are you talking? I was with Haley when she was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, we have all this money.
They have people out there with chainsaws cutting the damn tree up.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing where it's like, I have these droplets of like, can Bill know? Like, is Bill keeping them out the house because he has somebody searching it to see if there's stuff in her closets or things? Like, I would have liked that, but he has no
idea.
He has no idea.
I think we're thinking a lot deeper than the writers are.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
Yeah.
I wish, though, as you said, Ed, like in those kind of communities, certain things, I feel like I wish they had like a consultant, like a luxury consultant to say, this doesn't feel opulent. It's not how people in this kind of lifestyle would live or would speak about how they would carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? I wish they had.
Did you watch Succession?
No, I didn't.
So on Succession, they had they had exactly what you're talking about. Which they would literally say, like it'd be in the script, like she grabs her coat to go get in the car with the driver, and a consultant would say, "Oh no, like they never grab their coat. They don't worry about that kind of stuff. They just leave, get in the car, and there'll be a coat." Like, they don't think about, like, they're so rich, they don't have to think about, like, oh, let me get a coat because it's cold outside. And so, yeah, like you're saying, like, they just need, it's like, not like the fantasy of rich, but like the reality of like that level of rich.
Yeah.
Because Bill is so rich that like he's able to fund research projects and Haley can do unlimited shopping, but he can't get a tree removed from in front of his house.
Thank you. Even for the fact that when people were like, well, what happened? I just saw in the comments, what happened to Victor? He got in his helicopter and he got to Genoa City. That's what rich people do. His helicopter was literally in the backyard of the country club. Like it took nothing for him to get back home. That's what that's what wealthy people do. Someone put in the comments, wealth. Exactly. That's what.
Please, like, if you have access to HBO Max, watch Succession because
I'm adding to my watch list.
It'll give you some context to what we're talking about, but also it's a really well structured. It's only 3 seasons, and it's like 8 to 10 episodes, so it's not like a really long.
Okay.
But it is. One, it's because it's about like this, super wealthy it's like, think about the Murdochs and, the power struggle of who gets to take over the family when the father dies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this opulent, what, like it's about like people being wealthy, and they allow, and and I always have this issue when it comes to Black stories. They allow these wealthy people to be awful, to be awful people, and they're not allowing really any of the Black characters on Beyond the Gates to be awful, because they've diluted Leslie to, she's basically Kramer on Seinfeld, in a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
And, so like we don't like we don't really have a Black villain on the show.
They've even diluted Vernon. How many times has Joey said, Vernon, me and you are no different? And we don't know why. We don't know why Joey is able to say the things like that to Vernon. And that's because he has a political past that we don't know about.
Right.
Lynette had so much potential.
Oh my God.
I hate when he took her away, because I was like, finally, maybe we have somebody who,
I miss her so much.
she has no reasons to be good. Like, I'm okay with us having a villain, but they need to be a villain through and through. It's not the maybe flip flop, then I try to make up, then I try to have people like. Villains don't care if people like.
Yeah.
I guess Haley, but
Well, someone in the comments is saying Anastasia, but that's a different type of villain as well, because she still she was mostly a villain when it came to Francesca. Like, she might be annoying. She might be annoying in a lot of ways, but she's really just entitled and elitist.
Yeah, I think
she's not a villain.
You guys are too young. When All My Children was on, there was they had like this kind of, it was, class struggle. So there was Phoebe Wallingford, who she would always say that her family came over from, she had an organization called the Sisters of Fine Lineage or something, and her family came over on like the Mayflower. So it was like, and it was a founding family of Pine Valley, but they had a character. Then they would have like recurring characters who were also snooty, snobby, looking down on people. And there was one who I'm thinking of in particular, Enid Nelson, and that's who Anastasia is. She's not a villain, but she's just more like, they could make her a villain, like if they
gave her a deeper storyline. Yeah.
In the way they're using her, she's just really this snooty, snobby, look nose down on like when she listen, the way she read Ashley at the
Yo, I said, dang. She walked in and she said, ooh, pray. Immediately.
She was like the maid's daughter. Like,
oh my God, yes. When she was like, oh, isn't it nice to see the country club? I'm sure you don't see it much. I was like, oh my God.
I just wish they would develop her character and her family. Like, I want to see all of Belle Claire's. I need a opposite for each of the Duprees. That's kind of what I want. I don't want Joey and Vanessa and Ashley.
Yeah.
I want two powerful families. And then we can start having because at one point when I found out that Chessie was going to Banneker, I'm like, okay, her and Tyrell will eventually probably fall in love, and then that kind of be like, Mom, Dad, you can't be upset because she's a Belle Claire. Like, I would love to see how these families, kind of like a frenemy situation, right? They don't have to outright hate each other, but I would love to see two powerful Black families, wealthy, that are maybe can just be petty at some point.
And you know what, Nash? Even when it comes to that, how you just said, I just thought about this, and I hope one of the writers are in here, and if not, maybe y'all should share it. We have to rebuild the country club. Let's remember that, right? We have to rebuild the country club. And Anita was like, I know that this is like messing with you because, Vernon, this is your family lineage, da 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 da. Vernon's dad didn't build it on his own. I'm pretty sure there's a Belle Claire on that founders, team, right? I would love for Vernon to have to bring together the founding families of the country club in order to rebuild. And we get to see why there's like the clashing of families, right? Even take us back to why Anastasia hates Anita, because Vernon was supposed to be hers. They dropped that.
I've told that story. Like, I mean, I've created that story and did it in a video of, why Anastasia is how she is.
Yeah.
But it's also weird to me that this show that's supposed to be set in this gated community isn't really set in the gated community.
I mean, literally, we should be going from house to house. We should
The
have
fact that, like, we're at the hospital more than we're at the we're in Fairmont Crest.
yeah. Like we didn't even meet the family that Leslie bought out. Like what was that dynamic? You know, were they one of the OGs or were they like one of the kids of the kids of the people that just wanted some money? You know, like what's really happening beyond the gates? You know, like you know?
They keep secrets for each other? Are they covering up stuff for each other? Maybe, the Belclairs and the Duprees were tight back when they founded the country club and something happened that they fell out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Vernon was supposed to sign a deal for somebody and they were lobbying for something and he blocked a bill that didn't work, or maybe his grandfather blocked a bill or something.
Yes.
So then that's why he didn't want Vernon to marry Anastasia. That's why they didn't, and now she's like, oh, she might not even know that, right?
Yeah.
She just sees Vernon shows up with this music lady that has no right to marry into this kind of society, and that's why she hates Anita.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like we really and truly need to see more. Like, they just dropped us off in this world, no explanation. They're hinting at stuff.
What do you say, King?
They never actually tell us.
Dante too.
Yeah.
Oh, Dante Green, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever watched All My Children, but like Palmer Courtland Palmer Courtland lived in Pine Valley. He moved to Pine Valley first, was, this computer chips, mogul or whatever. And then years later, another guy comes and you find out that he's really from like Pigeon Hollow, West Virginia. And then another guy named Adam Chandler comes to town and you find out that they, both come from Pigeon Hollow. Palmer's real name is Pete Cooney. He was in a relationship with Adam's sister, who is dead, but and Adam's nephew Ross is really, I think, turns out to be Palmer's son. It's like this whole
I love
thing.
it. I love it.
It's like this whole backstory that, it's like, and it's like, well, why don't we have that kind of thing for Vernon in Fairmont Crest? So that's where I was getting to.
Yes.
Why don't we have that kind of story for Vernon in Fairmont Crest?
Yes.
Martin's opponent should have been a Belclair. Like, let's be for real. Martin's opponent should have been a Belclair. That way we can say, okay, there's a reason for now he needs to win. Like I we don't even know. I don't even know who Martin's opponent is. I'm gonna be real honest with
We
you.
don't. We don't.
Sorry to that man. I don't know that man. Okay, like there is no reason for us to care about Martin's fundraiser. There's no reason for us to care about Martin's campaign. There's really no reason for us to care about most of their lives outside of just being nasty to each other. Like,
yeah. No, that's so real. Even the depth of Vernon's political career to show that it started, I mean, him getting into politics fully with an endorsement from Victor, that's huge. How did you go from activist to bestie of Victor, right? And now we're talking lineage again. There has to be old money there. Victor is old money. So was Vernon's dad like besties with Victor's dad? Like is there a crossover from Genoa City where it came from money and lineage, or is it just besties? Like I need them to dig way deeper in the family line.
And how, like, if Vernon was because these senators are senators until they're like 80, 90, 112 years old. Mm-hmm. So if Vernon was a senator, Clifton Davis is 80. So let's say, Vernon retired from Senate in his 70s, sometime in his 70s. He and Anita had been together since they were like in their late 20s, 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Vernon has to have some skeletons in his political closet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something, right?
Yes.
And so, like, why aren't we playing into, like, and again, connecting the Belclairs to that? Like, did Vernon, work on some stuff that, or Vernon's like some stuff with the community, and like with the Fairmont Crest community, that push through some ordinance, push through some stuff that actually might be harmful to the community. Like, is there something that, is there something that Vernon used his political power for to advance advance something within the Fairmont Crest community that shouldn't have been done, and now it's coming back to harm the community?
Maybe even in a good way. Like, even in a good way, maybe he blocked something that more powerful people wanted to get past, and so he's now having to protect his family from whatever repercussions.
Right.
I just feel like they're really missing how good the show could be. Like,
yes.
for example, him being a journalist, but for some reason
hasn't put out a story yet.
To know everything, he's not really of any asset. Like, to me, I feel like with a family that rich, you're marrying your children are marrying people who are an asset to your family. That's just the reality of wealthy families, right? Bill was an asset after the fact, not before. Like, Danny pretty much made Bill who he is.
Right.
So, like, some of the things are just not connecting for me. And I wish they would just seamlessly make this more of a real world for us to buy into, but I'm not really buying into it right now.
So in my head, Martin is the type of guy who was like, I have political, because I don't know what Martin did before because he's a first-time congressman, so I don't know what he was doing before, how they were approved to be adoptive parents, like what job he had, but in my mind, Martin is the type of guy who's like, I have political ambitions. I'm a gay black man. I'm gonna marry a white guy to make it more palatable. Sweetie wanted the kids more than Martin did, but Martin was like, you know what? If adopting kids is a good move for my political career.
And you saw how Victor brought that up in his speech.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the main things with him.
And it's like, that would actually make Martin interesting.
Yeah. It would.
Make it that he's like, because I'm not going to blanket all politicians, but with a lot of politicians, every move they make in their personal life is strategy for their political career.
Yeah.
Literally.
100%.
Literally.
So, and that could have been a whole discussion between Martin and Smith. Like, that could have been something that's an issue in their marriage. Like, did you marry me because it makes you more palatable to the constituents?
Yeah.
You brought this up the other day in one of your videos, Ed, where you said, how was there nobody in that hospital that had a phone that recorded Martin flipping out on his sister? Like,
the day before the primary voting.
There we go. In this day and age where everybody has a phone, you're going to tell me that nobody caught, like, it's just, I need them to understand, yes, it's a soap, but you need to sell us a world that we can imagine. I want to be so immersed in it that when I'm done watching, I didn't even realize I was in a show. Like, I want to be I want to feel like I'm a part of it.
And that's the soap opera culture, right? Like, even how, Ed, you were just describing what was going on in that soap opera. I'm already reeled in, like.
Oh, I wish you could watch.
Me too.
I wish you, like, Palmer Courtland was like looking for had Dobermans. He had these Dobermans, and he lived on this big estate, and his wife, Daisy, was like on the estate, and he was looking for her, and he had the Dobermans like drooling and like foaming at the mouth, barking, looking for this woman. Like,
oh, that's good.
Like, and the great thing about Palmer and Adam, they were both villains.
You
rooted for, like, you were like, I want Palmer, like, in one situation, like, I want Palmer to win this. I want Adam to win this. And they were both like, they're both older men, both typically married younger women, that was, and it was always disastrous. Like, it was always, and they just did such a good job of, like, in both of those mansions, of telling stories of people living in those mansions, and it being like telling these really rich psychological, like, just like when, in the court, like, there was one, like, Soap Opera Digest one year said the best story of the year was Life at Cortlandt Manor, which was Palmer's house, because it was like, his newly found son was living there with his wife Ellen, and Ross ends up like sexually assaulting another woman, and who Palmer's wife, Natalie, and it was like, and they had this adopted daughter. It was just like like that era of All My Children is unmatched, but but it's like I know you can't tell stories in the same time frame, like over the course of like a year and a half, in the way that they used to.
Yeah.
But you can still tell rich, character-driven, deeply emotional and psychological stories. And if you do it right, the audience will be hooked.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even if it's like a 6-month story, if you tell it right and make it super compelling and make the world super compelling, we'll stick to it. We'll stick with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They comment, let's go to the comments a bit. Someone said, did Martin get tested for the love of Eva or because it looks good politically?
I'm convinced that Martin embraced Eva because if he didn't, it would be like, oh look, this congressman, is rejecting his long lost sister.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely think so. I also think that he is itching so bad for a win because he wants to run for Senate, and he believes that, everyone believes that his background story of him, unaliving that guy in that whole racial situation is going to keep him from that seat. And if he was a match and he gets to donate a liver, like, oh, look at this amazing person who saved a life. So a life for a life. He's good now. Let's vote for him.
When are they gonna tie that story in? Like, it's always, oh, what if it comes out? What if it like? Who would make this come out? Like, it's almost irrational fear of it coming out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 people that know about it, they're not going to say anything. Let's be for real. Joey is not going to say anything because he's I'm a businessman, and this would prove that he's not just a businessman. I mean, everybody knows he's dirty, but so far there's been no evidence. Unless he's going to tell on himself, like, there's no way for it to come out. So I wish I would stop bringing it up.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It's not. No one's uncovering a body. Like, it's just not useful to the storyline. But
yeah.
it's constant panic.
And the other thing that they dropped in that story, I don't know if you guys remember, but when Kenneth was pretending to be a waiter at the country club,
yes,
and he would see Martin, he would jump on the phone.
And he was talking to somebody. Yes.
And he was talking to somebody. And I always wonder about that story. I'm like, okay, so these two guys these two guys were going to attack Martin and Vernon on the side of the road. One of them dies. Joey gets rid of their body. The other one gets reconstructive surgery to look nothing like what he looked like, and they give him some money to stay out of town.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a girlfriend, boyfriend, down low,
mother,
sister, father, cousin, uncle,
coworker, boss.
Nobody looking for these two guys.
No, not at all.
With a wealthy family that's so powerful, that's hiding the secret, they should have been the one looking for it. Let's be for real. Like, they should have been the one to be like, I need to find this guy. We need to get rid of him because he's a threat to our legacy. He's a threat to our reputation. There's no way a wealthy family that has so much to lose would just, oh yeah, he's gone. No.
Well, this is the same family that's like, they embrace strangers with no
background check.
No background, which a man.
Y'all.
Come on.
You know what Mika said in the comments? Wait, Mika said in the comments that Kyle is that guy's cousin. Yo, that would be good.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because Kyle has to be a villain somehow. I don't know what.
I like Kyle though.
I like
him too. So I don't want it, but
I like him, but he comes at the very opportune time, right?
But I would accept it because it would be drama.
It would be drama. It would be drama. And the way that Nicole trusts him now, like, I need for something to be revealed, behind whoever he is.
The Impaler, that would make so much
That
sense.
would be amazing.
This guy rolls into town. He travels all over the country, so he has like motive and opportunity. Like, all these things. And someone commented in our group chat and chat BCC saying that they think that Heather is Kyle's wife, and she didn't actually die. And it was like some kind of tying in to like make use of why Heather is like coming into town at this point and not just for Joey. Because Joey's her brother. I think it's weird that a sister is caring so much about who her brother is dating. That kind of creeps me out. So I'm hoping there's some other reason and explanation for her being in Fairmount Crest.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought that like if they were going to bring Heather on, she's got to be worse than Joey, which it sounds like they're trying they're going to do. But I also was like, maybe there's like some kind of flowers in the attic type thing going on. Like not that they did anything, but she's got, like, like on Another World, they had Iris who had the like she couldn't stand to see her father with another woman, and especially a woman that was close to her age. And it was just like, and so she did everything to try to disrupt that relationship. And it was like this weird thing. Like, you were like, do you want to sleep with your friend? It was like this weird thing. And like, so if they did that with Heather, that would at least be interesting, where it's not like she wants to actually physically sleep with her brother. Like she would never actually do it. But it's like she's got this obsession with him that she doesn't want him with any other woman. And, and listen, if she took down Vanessa,
so be it.
I think
so
that's
be
what
it.
they're trying to push, but for me, I wouldn't buy into it simply because she left Joey. Like, there's no way you have this kind of obsession with your brother and you go all this time. Like, if they had written it that she kept on contacting him and Joey was the one who like cut contact because she was so obsessed with his life, then I'd buy that. But
I totally agree. Yeah, I agree. You're right. Yeah.
I just wish, I feel like the writers need to flesh out all the characters, even if they're not coming for another 2 years, flesh them all out so that we can have good connection, so that when you do introduce them, we're like, oh, that makes sense. As opposed to we're like, huh? How does she fit in? I feel like at this point we don't know why Heather's here. She doesn't really fit into it. Her going after Vanessa seems odd. And I don't know. I just wish.
Yeah, I mean, for me, introducing a new character as the Impaler just was like
ridiculous.
Like, you've got all these people on this show. You've got a ton of recurring characters. We would probably I was advocating for Carlton, but to be the Impaler. But we would have probably bought just about anybody as the Impaler. Like we would have.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like,
I would have.
Jan's the Impaler.
Okay, Rowena is the Impaler. Okay, cool.
Isaiah. Because I'm like, imagine chief of police, and you gave birth to 2 sons. One is in the dark, and the other is in the light. You, low key, as the chief, have dabbled into the dark, but you like try to pretend in front as I would eat that up so much.
Yes.
Oh my god, I would eat. And then now, if Jacob finds out he's struggling, whether do I arrest my brother? Do I cover for him? Like this whole development of these characters.
That would have been good.
We're stuck with Heather.
And I'm super and thank you for bringing up Isaiah, because I'm so disappointed, because I was expecting that character to have so much more edge than he does. I mean, he's just kind of like, and nothing about the actor, but he's just the character. He's just so flat. It's like, I mean, to me, because for me, like, none of the women, like Danny, Nicole, Kat, Chelsea, Nate, like, none of them are really interchangeable. Like, I wouldn't say that, like, oh, if you got rid of Naomi, Kat fills that void. But, like, with the men, I feel like a lot of the men, like, if you, Andre, Jacob, Isaiah, like, I feel like a lot of the men are just really interchangeable at this point.
Agreed. I agree. They don't dive deep enough into Martin's hate for Ted. He didn't even mention him in his speech. He went from Victor, thanked Vernon, and started his speech. And Ted was sitting right in front of him. And then got hit by a tree. Shout out to the tree. Okay, shout out to the tree. Like,
Mother Nature.
It's just,
they gave that tree a proper burial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? They need to chop it up and make it a bookcase in Kat's new apartment.
As good as Derek's memorial. They need to.
I wish they would make Martin Vernon's and Anita's. Like,
please.
No, hear me out. late stage child, right? Anita gets pregnant. She's older. At this point, her daughter is struggling to conceive. And she's like, you know what? I want you to raise this child. We're going to keep, because why is it that Martin is always running to Vernon? It doesn't make, his dad is right there. His dad is young and healthy. He's right there. It's not like Ted is an absentee father to Martin. Like, he is the cat. But when it comes to Martin, you know what I mean? Like, he's right there. So I don't understand this. And why was Vernon, like, Vernon was the one who cleaned up all the mess when it comes to Martin in secret. He's the one who went to Joey and said, you know, I owe you. Not Ted is not doing any of these fatherly things.
No.
And you're right, because since the beginning, I mean, it's been a choice since the very beginning of the show that we did not see Martin and Ted share a lot of scenes together. And it was always this way. And I was like, well, is it because Ted isn't like really down with the gay stuff? And then it's like, but then they show him showing up at Chris, you know, that. So it's like, well, what is, like, so I've always been confused as to why there's been such distance between those characters. That would make sense that, you know, they all know, you know, not Martin, obviously, but, you know,
Danny and Nicole, they, yeah.
I wouldn't even think Danny knows. I feel like it's just between Ted and Nicole, Anita and Vernon.
Oh, because Danny would have been in she would have been modeling.
She would have been out modeling. That's fair.
Yeah. The only other person I think would probably know is Bill, because he would have forged the documents, like birth certificates and all these things to kind of cover that up. Like, it really would make sense, because at this point, like, what's Ted's purpose? He hasn't been there for Kat. He's not there for Martin. What is it? Is his purpose just to be there for Eva? Like,
no, seriously. And honestly, on the other side, I don't think that they've ever accepted Ted as a Dupree man. Right? Like, I think that he's always kind of been on the outside looking in. Like, even when the whole thing happened with Martin and he ended up being like the person to fix the man's face and everything resurfaced, and they didn't even want him to bring him into the meetings. Like, they were like, nah, like, we don't need to, like, he doesn't need to, you know, be here.
He's not as useful as Bill.
He's not as useful as Bill, and he's not as strategic as Bill, you know, like, which also doesn't hit me that him and Martin weren't ever close, because why would he be taking Martin on his trips to see Leslie when they were having dessert dates, you know, when they were you know, like, I feel like Ted and Martin did have some type of relationship, but Ted was just too soft. I feel like it was Vernon that came in and was like, hey,
you guys are talking, and I'm like envisioning this show where Danny and Bill are still married, Ted and Nicole are still married, and it's like this. Ted is resentful of Bill because Vernon and Anita lean on Bill more and bring him into the fold more than they do Ted. Like, there's so much drama that could be drawn out through like the
yes,
that you guys are describing, but by divorcing, you know, those two couples, we're not getting those dynamics.
Yeah, I feel like season 1 should have been season 3. Like, I wanted to come. We should have came in before Haley befriended Naomi. We should have came in, you know, like, I would have loved to see Nicole and Ted and Bill and Danny in those early marriage years. You know, like,
we meet Haley in episode 3 or 4 of year 1, like on the first week, like
yes, exactly. You know,
I find it weird when Andre said I can't remember the exact line, or it almost implied that it wasn't until Eva came into Ted's life that he was a papa. He's like, oh, you made him a papa, or some kind of comment like that 2 days ago.
She said, oh, you made him a proud papa. Yeah. Andre said that. Andre said that to Eva.
And that's why I'm like, there's no way that Martin is his son. Like, it's just like, why would you say that? Like, that's such an awkward thing to say.
No, I remember that was definitely Andre sitting next to Eva when she was unconscious. I don't know if that was today or yesterday, but it was yesterday. Yeah. And he definitely said, you made him a proud papa. And I'm sitting here like, just
I must have.
you blanked out. You blanked out. And just
I'm over this.
and just how you said earlier, Ed, how Andre had to be there when Martin and Kat were young because how his parents passed and Ted and Nicole took him in and everything. It's so disrespectful for him to say something like that to Martin and Kat. Cause it's like, what do you mean he's just now a proud papa? Like,
unless we know something we don't know. Like, and this is what I feel the writers keep doing this. They keep hinting at things, and
we're stitching together a quilt.
yeah.
I want to be in on the joke. Tell me as the audience, and let me watch the characters figure it out. But I'm just sitting here just as oblivious as they are, and I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, why are you dropping hints? Just let me know, or play it on the screen. But all this hints. Maybe they're saying this. I'm
Yeah. The petty part of me wants, just because of the way I feel about Martin, the petty part of me wants Ted to end up being Andre's father, so that Martin can see what it's like, can walk in Kat's shoes.
That would be good.
That's why I don't want him to be Ted's. I want him to find out he's Vernon's. I want him to realize that this whole time, this person that you've been talking, Kat's their only child. That's what I want.
Yeah, that would be so good.
Find out that Kat's an only child. You are the invader right now.
That would be so good. And how much of a gag would it be for Ted to find out that Eva's not his after serving Kat up on a platter? I mean, literally, how much of a gag that you would serve up your only daughter for this woman that you are so convinced is now your child.
And it's just like the lopsided way they write the dialogue about how Kat treats Eva. Mm-hmm. And without acknowledging, and just kind of blowing past everything that Eva's done.
My God.
Just bizarre. And it's like, I posed the question, do the writers hate Eva? Do the writers want the audience? Hate Kat? Do the writers want the audience to hate Kat? Or are we supposed to just think that, this is like what we're seeing is what we're hearing is actually what played out on screen?
Yeah, it's like, what's the real goal? Because all of the advocates for Kat had nothing to say. Chelsea had no smoke, and it pissed me all the way off.
She's disloyal.
If I was Chelsea, seeing Kat lay in that bed, I would have been like, girl, I got the car in the back. Let's go. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Like, girl, I was there when she called you a B in our own house. I was there. I saw how nasty she's been to you from the very beginning. We gotta go. Ain't no way I'm gonna let you cut yourself open for that lady. Like, it's crazy to me that nobody had Kat's back.
Yeah, I wish there was one character that said, don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Just one.
And even if Kat came to the same conclusion, not it's your decision if you don't want to do it, but somebody who definitively said, why aren't you even considering it?
No, seriously. And I'm mad that she didn't talk to Danny, because Danny was the only one that made the comment that said, well, I hope she's doing it for her and not because she feels like this is what she has to do. That's exactly how Kat is feeling. Like, can you talk to your niece, please?
Are we surprised though? They guilt tripped Danny into going to Bill's wedding. Like, let's be fair. At this point, this family, they hate each other.
That part.
Loyalty to each other.
That part. No, that's real.
If they're gonna be the quartermain, if they're gonna hate each other and be the quartermains, then be an interesting version of the quartermain.
Yes, exactly. And give me legitimate reasons. Everybody's saying that, oh, she's just this spoiled miracle child. Okay, whose fault is that? That's not her fault. Like, what has she done? Literally to be a bad person. Even she's had so many moments. Everybody's like, oh, she should accept Eva because she invited her to the birthday dinner. Wrong. She let her stay at that restaurant. She didn't invite her. She said, girl, you can stay and keep a piece of cake, but she didn't invite her, and she could have obliviated her then. She
back up to early when everything started.
Yeah.
That was right. I don't know why people are glazing over that. Kat's intuition said something is off with this girl, and that is why she started treating Eva the way she treated Eva. Yep. It's not like Kat was treating her terribly, and then Eva decided, okay, I'm gonna break up your family, and then no.
And it
Yes.
wasn't because Eva was an assistant, because Kat liked Laura. Kat didn't treat Laura.
Kat loved Laura.
So it wasn't like Kat was looking down on Eva as an assistant. She was like something. And then when she
found the cameras.
And she saw that Eva was going through files, and she caught Eva on Nicole's personal computer. Like, Kat knew, like, it's like everybody just blows past that Kat had been saying there's something not right about this girl
from the very beginning. From the very beginning. And it's just so disgusting how everybody makes her seem like, oh, you should just get over that whole Tomas situation. If she slept with Smitty, Martin would have been on 1,000. Okay. Like it's just disgusting.
Danny still hates Haley to this day. Okay?
And it's justified.
Nicole still hates Leslie. So everybody else can hate their mistress, okay? But Kat, girl.
Exactly.
And they were pushing her to accept and form a relationship with Eva in less than a year.
Literally. We just had Ted and Nicole's anniversary, the first one after the blow up. And even they could barely get through the day. And you want Kat to just be over it?
You just find out. She saw them in a robe. Tomas was almost half naked. Okay?
Oh my God.
The trauma, and people are forgetting, Kat was a virgin. Kat had never done. So imagine finally deciding, I'm gonna make this step. I'm gonna give a piece of myself to this person because I think they love me and I find them worthy. And for this to be how it comes out, the same person.
I never liked Tomas.
Well, we hate Tomas.
We can't stand Tomas.
I don't like him. I agree. I don't think she should have forgiven him.
And see that's the thing. Right? Somebody in the comments said, I feel Kat, but I like Eva spunk. We don't dislike Eva, right? Like I'm not. I don't.
And what is the spunk? Like, what is the
okay?
Spunk?
Just the fact
her mocking Kat's virginity. What is the spunk?
Okay, her mocking Kat's virginity. Her harpering on when Tomas and Kat were having issues. Remember that Eva was Tomas's favorite person to talk to when him and Kat were having those sexual issues.
And everything that Eva has gotten has been given to her. Like, everybody wants to call Kat spoiled, but everything Eva has been given to her in the last year.
Exactly. And she doesn't even stay true to herself. She doesn't even stay true to herself. Miss, I'm a hairstylist. The only time we've seen her do hair was Samantha's thing.
Yeah.
Like,
even Amber was on, like, she did. I saw a video of hers where I think she was on a live or so, like, she was doing something, and she was like, I want her to go back to hairstyle.
I saw that because that's true. Like, you come into all this money. If I was Eva, I definitely would have been like, I don't want you to pay for da 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 da. I want you to open up my own salon. I want my own salon.
That would have been such a good storyline. I think I saw the video too, where she was saying she wished she had a salon. Everybody comes there and like chit chat. That would have been such a great way to introduce the character. Nicole goes to get her hair done, and she's formed this bond with her hairdresser, only to find out the hairdresser is the daughter of her. Like that.
That would have been so good. That would have been so good.
And I mean, I can speak for a couple of shows. They have had like spas and, like All My Children had the Glamorama.
Yeah. Oh, Lenny says Ted gave her one, right? No, he offered to get her a booth. He bought her a chair in someone else's salon. Yeah. And she said no, she didn't want to do it anymore.
She did it for like a day or so.
And yeah.
And then he was like, oh, well, you can run the...
Huh? That's what it is.
And then let's even put a pin there. Let's even put a pin there. Miss Kat is entitled and she's not. Eva worked there one day and said, oh, I don't the people don't like me. I don't really want to do this. Like, let me just do something else. Is there something else I can? She was already entitled in even that moment. So
and Ted gave her
Kat's job. Mm-hmm. That was the first move. And then told Kat to train her. Crazy. Yeah. Crazy.
And I just don't understand why Eva and Leslie think that they would have been living the life that Nicole and Kat are living. Nicole and Kat are living the life because they're a Dupree.
Literally.
And this is also the thing where people are like, oh, Eva had to struggle. She would have been doing Eva and Leslie, or let's say Eva, would have been living a better life, but not as good as Kat. Because at the end of the day, that's Dupree money.
Exactly.
Remember at the cotillion, Ted was like, "You know, in another life, you and Eva would have come out together." And it's like, well, how would it like?
That wouldn't make any sense.
In another life, he wouldn't have access to behind the gates. Like he would
exactly. In another life, Nicole would have divorced him when Eva was 5, and he would have been outside with Leslie and Eva outside the gates.
Right.
That would not have been a thing. Like it's so crazy that they just
I need to know how much money Anita put into that fund, because at this point, Leslie, I'm hoping they're going towards that. She has blown so much money. She has blown so much that now she's like back to square one.
I really hope so. Like, cause even back to the whole this is Dupree money. Remember when Ted tried to trick Leslie and say, "Oh, well, you can take my house," and she went straight to Nicole, and Nicole was like, "Girl, this is my house. This is my name's on the house."
Somebody in the comments said plastic surgeons make a lot of money, though, but the money isn't doesn't put you in society. Like Ted being a plastic surgeon doesn't elevate him to the Dupree society. Like all those people at the cotillion were legacy society, high society people. So Ted would have just been another plastic surgeon.
Exactly. Because
living with his baby mama and daughter. But the Duprees, the Bellaclairs, like those are legacy families, and that's why there were only like 6. There were only like what 6 cotillions, 6.
Yeah, and you see how they treated Anita. They didn't even want Anita there. So I mean,
and look at how they treated Samantha.
Exactly. The way they treated Samantha, like, yeah, Richardsons don't have the Dupree money.
Give somebody HELL for that shout, Leslie.
Oh, she sure is. But the whole thing with the trust, unfortunately, it's not gonna run out because the way that I know that Anita stopped putting money in. But when when that was a thing, when they were saying stop putting money in there, we need to close it, da da da, she straight up said there's investments in there. Like that trust is gonna keep making money for generations.
But investments only work if you're managing it right, though. Like it's not.
That's fair.
Money and trust doesn't. You just leave it and you don't think about it. It's something where you have to actually watch the market. You have to have a financial advisor. It's like even the wealthiest of people have financial advisor be like, okay, maybe we need to pull from this and move money over here and move around funds to make sure that the investment's still working, right? So for Leslie, who thinks she can do everything and she's so smart, and now she knows everything, right?
She's just writing checks. She's like,
yeah. She's just, yeah. And I mean, for everybody, she's paying for the clinic. She's paying for the house. She bought Eva the apartment. She bought Peaches a spot. She bought the country club hall. Yeah, so you're right. She's dishing out some deep money. I hope she runs out. That would be beautiful.
I'm hoping the writers kind of like go in that direction of somewhat humbling her, because let's be for real. Leslie is talking about how she had to struggle, but once she got money, you saw no amount of humility. She talked to the people at the country club terribly. She, like, even today, yes, I get she was desperate, but how much is it gonna cost? Like, thinking she can throw money at everything and everyone. Like,
okay, so first, Eva's life is more important than anybody else's because, one, can you take the liver back from the person that was given to, and I'll just pay for it? But also, did y'all catch the stuff from Isaiah when he was like, Eva's the last person who deserves this? It's not like she drank. And
it's not like she drank and messed up her liver. She got messed up.
And it's like, it does not work that way. And, one person isn't more deserving than another person
no.
in these types of situations. And, it's like,
It was disgusting.
I do.
Even for
Yeah,
her
I'm
to be
sorry.
like, even for her to be like, oh, tell me who the family is so that I can talk to them. What?
Right. Like that was crazy.
That
But
was
just the idea that,
crazy.
like, one life is more deserving. Because but that's been the theme this week. Is
Yes.
that, Eva's life is more deserving than Kat's.
Yes.
Yeah, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you this. Do y'all think that not Nicole, but Kat and Eva gonna get along
No.
after this?
I told my mom that. I said if I was Kat, when they sew me up, I said, all right, there you go, girl. Don't ever talk to me again. Don't you ever talk to me again. Absolutely not.
If when Kat comes out of this coma or whatever it is she's going to be in next week, I'd be, and she's able to get up and get around. I'd be like, you know what, guys, Chelsea, you know how you were going to work remotely from Denmark?
I'm out.
I'm on my way.
I'm out.
I'll see you guys later.
Because she's supposed to meet Tomas' family anyways. Tomas, we're taking a sabbatical. We're taking a year.
Yeah, I would be. Once I got out of my coma and was able to walk around, I'd be out. I'd be like, deuces.
Literally.
The Richardson last name. I've been saying this for months. I want her I want her to wake up and realize that Ted really does not care. Because your daughter says, I'm doing this for you, Daddy. And he doesn't say thank you. He doesn't say, I love you.
Or say, don't do it.
Don't do it.
He doesn't say anything.
He says nothing.
He's just there, sitting, staring, useless. Like,
just useless. And it's so disgusting how he traded Kat for Eva. I mean, literally, you can have all of this guilt for how you weren't there for Eva's childhood and all of that without sacrificing the daughter that you were there for the whole time. Like the way that she sat there, I'll never get over that. She sat there in that stairwell and said, Dad, I feel like y'all are treating me like a body. And he said, oh, that's how you feel? Can you go get tested for me though? Like, can you do it for me?
When she asked, would you forgive me? And he said, well,
that's not the point. Oh!
What do you mean?
That's the whole point. That's the only reason why we're having this conversation. And that's my anger with Nicole. Because if I was Nicole, I would have came into Garland guns blazing. My daughter ain't getting tested and my daughter ain't getting cut. Y'all not doing this to my baby. I don't care.
You chose to have an affair. You chose to keep your baby secret. You chose to lie that you got in a deleted fetus. That's on you two.
That's y'all.
Will not be suffering for y'all.
Because Anastasia would never. She would have been like, nope.
Child or grandchild. Even with Francesca, she would have said absolutely not. Ain't no way.
Anastasia would have never let her child or Francesca. She would have been like, you're a match? Oh, that's nice. Let's go have cocktails.
Exactly.
It's another bone I have to pick with the writers. Because it's almost portraying like Black people can only... Let me find my words. We have to be self-sacrificing. Right? We have to be willing to lay down our lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes us good people. Otherwise, you're a villain. If you don't sacrifice your happiness, your literal well-being, you're a villain. There's nothing good about you.
Yeah.
It's this constant. And I think, and you said that in something, I think your video today where you said when we go low, when they go low, we go high.
When I said that was the worst thing that ever.
The worst thing that she could have ever said. Okay. And she's still going high and still getting dragged.
Nobody who had to go through how many rounds of IVF to get their child, and they finally got their baby.
Go ahead and cut her up.
I just like how Danny told Vanessa about the elevator thing.
Oh, that was so stupid.
Oh my God, that was so stupid.
I know Vanessa's gonna use that, and I cannot wait.
Yep.
She's gonna tell. First of all, she's gonna run and tell Joey. If she doesn't do that, the next time Danny tries to cast judgment, how dare you, of all people, cast judgment on me? At least I didn't sleep with my ex-husband who cheated on me. Like, she is.
And I can see that. I can see that happening this coming week. You saw the forward where Andre was like, well, all I heard was cheating. And it was Vanessa and Danny talking. Yeah. I definitely think that's going to be the preface of the conversation. Danny is going to try to check her on something, Joey, and she's going to be like, what are you trying to say? Yeah, how you gonna talk to
You're
me?
better than me? Me? You're judging me?
Exactly.
With all these people, you are the same as I am, Danny Dupree. Get off your high horse.
Literally.
Something along those lines.
Literally.
I'm waiting for it.
Literally.
It's I wish they need another friend. They need.
They do. They need to bring Pamela back. Pamela was the only one that was 10 toes down. Pamela was the only one that was 10 toes down. Like, we need to see more Pam, period.
Right?
You know, and it's like if Katie can't, because she's in New York and she's doing like she's producing plays or like whatever it is she's doing. If she can't do it, and that's why they don't have Pamela around, then just
Recast her.
Current character, recast her.
Yeah.
Like Katie McLean, I think like various accents aside for Pamela.
Okay.
But I like her as an actress because she was on All My Children. She was on As the World Turns. Like I like her, but like at this point, or did Danny ever know a black woman?
Oh my God. They're saying that all in the comments, Ed. And my mom is, she's in her 60s, and that has been the biggest thing that she's been barking. Why doesn't anybody have any black friends? No one has black friends.
You have to tie each person up to a Caucasian individual. Don't you know that?
It's crazy. But can we get a group though? Can we get a group? Like Naomi.
When they said Martin and Kyle were friends from New York, I was like, of course they were.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
One, Kyle is totally Martin's type. But of course, Kyle and Martin were friends in New York. I was like, because, it couldn't have been like Young Adult Restless doesn't have like, I mean, they have a couple of younger black, but I think they're younger than Martin. So I don't know, like timeline wise, it would have made sense. But I was like, they couldn't have figured out like a black friend for Martin to come and,
Exactly. No college buddies. No, it's mind-boggling to me for.
And he went to an HBCU. Banneker's an HBCU.
Banneker's an HBCU. They're in the DMV.
And Naomi, she's supposed to be this activist lawyer. You're telling me you don't have no other activist lawyer friends? Ashley, of all people, is your closest person? Ashley.
And they didn't even go to the same college. I don't even think they went to, I don't know where their origin friendship comes from.
They met like at a 4-H or something.
Oh, Lord.
They did a flashback. They met like when they were like 12 or 14 or something. Like they were young.
Oh.
So they've known each other. But the thing that was wild to me about the Ashley and Naomi thing is that this past Winterfest was the first Winterfest Ashley's been to. And I was like, you've been friends with Naomi all these years and she never got you a ticket to Winterfest?
She never bought you. She never bought. She was always the help's daughter, I guess.
Yeah. It's just a weird, it's just weird. Like it's the DMV. I've lived in that area twice. And it's like so y'all went to HB because it seems like they all went to Banneker.
Yeah. And Banneker's supposed to be like a Howard, which is a huge school.
An HBCU, but came out with nothing but white friends. Like
how?
And I'm not saying that because I have, but I'm like, but.
I went to Spelman, so I was in the AUC, Morehouse, Clark, all the things. I have white friends, but I also have lots of black friends.
Yeah, but I'm like, PWI. Okay, so I'm just going, and you can find, and even in a PWI, I was able to find my group of people. All right,
Same.
Tell us this notion that everybody has to be paired off with a acceptable Caucasian so that they are palatable. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're trying to make them palatable to those individuals who would not have watched a black soap opera.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You are.
Yes.
Right. It's just like none of y'all. Like they don't even have like somebody just kind of walk through and be like, "Oh, Martin, we went to college together. It's so good to see you. How you been?" Like,
no.
I donated to your campaign. I'm rooting for you.
No, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
The fact that Kat and Chelsea have no other friends outside of themselves is also
wild.
Like they're young, they're hip. Chelsea is supposed to be this really good model who's been all over the place. Kat, for all we know, is like very social. Like, how do they not have like an actual group of friends?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the adults are not the only ones I want to see like have
relationships. No, for real. And they don't always have to be romantic. Like every time we meet somebody, it's a new love interest. And it's like, that's not always the case. Like these people can have friendships. Oh, hey, baby girl. Oh, she looks so sweet.
She's like, are you still
Are you
talking
still
out loud?
talking?
I'm probably gonna have to say only Anita and Ted have black
No,
friends.
Nash, you said it. I'm supposed to be headed to a Love Island watch party right now. Like my cousins are texting me like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm still talking BTG. I'll be back."
Because they got us so fired up.
Yeah, it was
for the writers to really and truly see the characters as whole people, because I feel like they're writing them in such a way that it's like, oh, the only thing you know about black people, right, in a stereotypical way, they cheat, they have baby daddies, they have outside kids, and they, because we see Nicole, right, when she's portrayed as black, she's always like aggressive or attacking Leslie physically. Like,
yeah.
why can't we just get these people full, whole, well-rounded characters so that we can actually buy into it? Like, we want the show.
We do. We do.
Yeah, I rage about that with Martin too, because I'm like, the only thing that, and it's like, but like Martin and Smitty could just be roommates who kiss occasionally.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, no, for real. Because
there's no representation in the writers' room. I'm gonna tell you.
Agreed.
I can bet the $10 in my bank account right now. They don't have any representation. So for them, they're like, "How do we write a gay person? We don't really know. So we just have them kiss and not really have any kind of. They're full human beings. Let them have good conversation. Let them have things that will make them interesting. Like I just wish. Oh my god! Like I'm so frustrated because I see the potential. Like I really see where this could go, but they're not doing the characters.
Martin is running for re-election, and he does not have a platform for the LGBTQ community
at all.
In the DMV.
In the DMV. During Pride Month.
Mentioned being gay outside of kissing Smitty. Like, he doesn't talk about it.
And he didn't even kiss him at the fundraiser. He didn't even kiss him at the fundraiser. He gave him a friendly hug and kept it pushing. I said, well, dang.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, and I'm not talking about like they got to be in leather chaps and swinging from the chair.
No.
Like, I'm not talking about that stuff. But it's like they don't have any gay friends that they could go out to Uptown with. Why isn't his campaign manager a gay black man instead of the woman?
Just the black, yeah.
You're like, what? Like what? Like like this freak, like this clinic that they rushed to open for this impaler story.
Rushed.
Why didn't why isn't part of his? Why wasn't his part of his thing? Like, oh, you know what? This clinic could really, not only could it serve the underserved community, but I could find congressional funding for the LGBTQ community who lack access to medical care, to stuff like PrEP and condoms and
yes,
like all the things like STI testing, like all the stuff. And Leslie, we could, I don't like you, but like we could, like I could find like, and we could dedicate funding for a doctor who specializes in treating gay, bi, transgender patients, and at your clinic. But
and Karen said it in the comments. Samantha went to him first, and he didn't even jump on it. She sure did.
Oh, it's too hard.
She definitely did.
Misogynistic. He's too busy treating his daughter like crap and praising his son. You had smacks. You go, boy.
Oh my gosh.
Go in the tower and lock yourself away, you rascal. And treating his sister like she's a plague. Like, he's too busy being misogynistic to actually care about the community. I hope he loses. I hope they run him out of town. And I hope he finds another tree. I really don't like him. Sorry, not sorry.
I think that's a great way to sum it up.
No shade to the actor, because he's really making me really dislike this character. It's like this week, the acting
yeah.
For a second, I'm like, it's not real. It's not real.
No facts. Right, they trying to take you off Nash, girl. I don't know. Somebody's hating in. If I'm gonna keep doing this, I'm gonna have to find a mod because y'all somebody hating in the comments that's trying to restrict us, and it's like, we ain't saying nothing crazy. We're talking about the show. If you've never seen the show, then you don't know what we're talking about. So don't be pushing buttons.
It's Big Brother. Big Brother doesn't like that. We're not. We love the show. Oh my god.
Right, right. No, but I'm not even gonna give them that, Nash, because when I'm talking about Love Island, people be dropping all types of F-bombs and craziness in them chats, and nobody says anything. So don't be in my chat trying to restrict us.
Right.
Okay.
The thing is that if we hated the show, we wouldn't be talking about it.
That part.
Thank you. We're trying to keep it alive. We're trying to keep it going.
Because I got to tell you, I don't see these. I don't get it. Like, I don't see lives for Young and the Restless. I don't see them for Bold and the Beautiful. I don't see them for General Hospital. I don't see them for Days of Our Lives.
At all.
Bold and the Beautiful.
At all.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, but
yeah, I don't see nobody else do a lot for Bold and the Beautiful like me.
I barely see people talking about.
Yeah, people. Yeah, we have so many pages and group chats and things like people really are conversing about this show, and this is us keeping it alive. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep voicing how I feel about it because if we don't, then nobody will, and Beyond the Gates will be the first one to get cut.
Yeah,
and no, they'll do what do you call self-fulfilling prophecy, right? When you sabotage something and they say, "Oh, look, see, it didn't work." Well, it didn't work because you sabotaged it.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I appreciate y'all. It's 8:34, so I'm definitely I'm gonna let y'all go because I know we got some other stuff to watch.
I'm gonna. It's like it's almost bedtime.
It's almost bedtime.
Go Island and eat my dinner and argue about another show that's like.
But y'all, I'm so glad. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Slick, if you're in the comments, Slick the King comes on at 9:30 and does a live recap as well. He's amazing. I love getting on his live, but it's just too late for today. I just got other stuff, to do. And now that I see that you guys be watching in real time, maybe we should keep this time slot, this 6:30 time slot. I kind of like this. This is comfy.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, this is comfy. So happy Juneteenth.
And it's fresh in our minds.
Last thing I want to say, Beyond the Gates writers start to incorporate African American holidays and stuff. Like, I'm not African American. I want to learn. Okay, I saw Cotillion and I was like, this is fancy. Like, this is what y'all doing. Like, I want to know more about like if it's supposed to be. I don't want just generic black stuff. Okay, I'm black. I know about generic black. I want African American. I want it to be as African American as possible. Rich, Sadiddy, African American. Today's show should have been a Juneteenth special, and I'm gonna leave that.
Yes.
Can I just say something quick?
Go ahead.
Somebody said about Juneteenth.
For the last 3 or 4 years, I think it's been maybe 4 at the most, but 3 or 4 years, Days of Our Lives observes Juneteenth. Because they've got two. Jack Kay is on. You know Jack Kay.
Oh yeah, Jack A. Harris. Yes, love
She's on
her.
the show, and her character's wedding anniversary to one of the characters is June. They got married on Juneteenth.
Ooh.
And I watched it today. I watched today's episode, and it's June. Like the town square is all decorated for Juneteenth. Jack Kay is the mayor of the town. She gives a Juneteenth speech every year.
Oh, I might have to watch. I might just have to hop in because I love you some Jack A.
The show itself isn't great, but I give them credit because for the last, I think it's 4 years. For the last 4 years, they've observed Juneteenth. That's Ron Calavari, and all credit to Ron Calavari, who was one of the original breakdown writers for Beyond the Gates in year 1, and he was the head writer for Days of Our Lives for like 7 years, and he incorporated Juneteenth into the show.
I love that.
I'm supposed to be an activist. Anyway, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay.
So like, if Days of Our Lives can do it, and they shoot their episodes almost a year in advance.
Yeah, we definitely. It could have been done. It could have been done.
They should have acknowledged Pride at some point, and you don't have queer characters and not acknowledge
Pride. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
The country club is torn down now, but they could have had like a Juneteenth
Yeah, Martin wasn't even wearing a pin. Like no representation. I mean,
a
goodness.
flag, a little cookie,
Right, something.
Yeah,
But everybody in the comments, make sure that you follow my panelists. Follow everybody that's up here. We're keeping Beyond the Gates alive, okay? Like for real. Because people be in my comments saying that they through. I've had so many people in my comments be like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm done." And I'd be like, "No, keep watching." Like it really is.
Please keep watching it.
It's still such a good show and it has so much potential to go so far and so long. That's why we're having these discussions. And I hope, just like when I'm in a Love Island panel and there's a producer that comes in and say, "Hey, we doing da 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 da," I hope the writers and the producers are watching these so that they can see we care, we love the show, do better.
Yeah.
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 And on that note, yes.
Yeah.
And on that note,
I want to be 75 and be like, oh, I've been watching Beyond the Gates, for the last 20 years.
for 20 years, exactly.
When they aired this.
Exactly.
And like be able to tell my disinterested
Grandkids.
like,
Yes. And I bonded over Young and the Restless with my grandmother in the last years of her life. Like I would love for that to be a thing. So we just got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming up. Thank you so much.
Have a good night, everybody.
Y'all have a good night. Thank you everyone in the comments. Y'all have a good night. Happy Juneteenth. Black people are amazing. I love us forever. Bye y'all. YouTube, you guys have been amazing. Thank you for hanging with me. I know that I pay more attention with my conversation over there. I got to figure out how to deal with my comments here because I don't see the comments when I'm on live here. So maybe I need to do it on my laptop and not my iPad. I don't know. I'm learning. But thank you guys so much for hanging with me. Thank you for watching. And my weekly review will definitely be by Monday, because the way that I'm boiling, I'm filming it tomorrow. It'll be filmed and edited and posted by Monday because this week was wild. Y'all have a great Juneteenth.